3 points off the low of the day there. That's cotton. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. He's out somewhere in the middle of Iowa. Oliver Sloup, Blue Line Futures. And Oliver, thanks for being on. All right, brother. What's happening? What do you got for us? What's going on out there?
Well, a lot of looking at corn. It's been a long week. We put on about 1,600 miles so far, and a few more to go as we continue to make our way up into northern Iowa and cross over into Rochester, Minnesota here later this evening, where the east and west will meet up. But looking at these markets, just a lot of heavy selling pressure, which is pretty disappointing. We saw some consolidation in corn and beans over the last couple of days, and then this morning and today they're just giving it up, which is really just unexpected. I guess I was expecting a little bit more consolidation, especially with the good export data that we've seen. We got great weekly export data on corn and soybeans, the new crop, and then we got another flash sale with corn and soybeans as well. But unfortunately, that's just not able to offer much support to the markets here. And I think a lot of traders are probably just pricing in what we're seeing on the road as well, which is a good crop for corn and soybeans across many of these states, including Iowa, where we're at now.
Any surprises?
There were some surprises a couple days ago when we were working into northern Illinois. The yields weren't quite where we expected, but as we continued to move west and south Illinois, it made up for it. We saw some big ears of corn out there and some high yield checks. I think our highest one was in the 240 to 250 neighborhood yesterday. So some good corn out there, certainly offsetting some of the problem areas that have maybe been affected by excess rain or even the high wind damage that we've seen in several areas throughout the Midwest this summer.
I'd be remiss if I did not comment on your sartorial flair. Enjoy that's a fantastic tie.
You got Scott the cow guy. I'm calling dibs on Ollie the corn guy.
Right, Ollie the corn guy. Well, one last question for you. Throughout the years that you've been doing this or you've been associated with it, what's the how close is the relationship between what's really happening in the market with what you guys are seeing out there?
Well, it varies year to year, right? This year, it seems almost the opposite. In previous years, there's always been some sort of concern and problem areas, and the bar was set relatively low. This year, the bar set so high, and everybody seems to be in the same camp that there's a good crop out there. And so the question coming into it is the bar set too high? Can we meet those expectations? Is it even possible to exceed those expectations? I had my doubts coming into it, but after seeing some of the corn that we've seen, I don't think it's out of the question.
Wow, I mean, it's pretty good then. Well, that's interesting to hear. Thank you very much for coming on. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk about the livestock right after this. So that's what's happening in lean hogs, tacking on some decent gains. Got about 50 seconds left for Mr. Oliver Sloup, Blue Line Futures. Outstanding in his field. What do you got for us?
Well, you and I have talked several times over the last month and a half about the cattle market and, the cause for concern. A lot of headline risk looming over the market into the month of August, and what is seasonally a weak time of year for the cattle market. And that's what we've really seen take place. A couple headlines here and a couple headlines there, and everybody's running for the exit. Now, I think we're at a point where we probably took off a little bit too much, too fast. So I do think we can start to recover, rebound a little bit. The outside fundamentals remain strong. So hopefully we can see a relief rally and see prices consolidate and stabilize and give everybody else a little bit better peace of mind relative to the roller coaster that we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see if we can hang on to the gains going into Friday, tomorrow's close. That'll be a big shot in the arm if we can, right?
That absolutely. That's going to be, potentially tide turning for next week's trade.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy, Oliver. Oliver Sloup, he's with Blue Line Futures out in Clayton County, Iowa. Everybody loves it.
Hi, I'm Oliver Sloup, Vice President and co-founder of Blue Line Futures. Join me on my journey for this year's Pro Farmer Crop Tour, August 19th to the 22nd. I'll be on the eastern leg, which starts in Ohio, goes through Indiana, Illinois, into Iowa, and then up to Minnesota. I'll be sending out my normal daily grain market commentary as well as special updates from my findings on my route throughout each day. Sign up for these updates by filling out the form on this page, and we'll send you one of the best looking koozies around. And I love corn koozie because who doesn't love corn? Thank you, and I look forward to you joining me on my journey.